Okay, hello everybody and welcome back to the Aaron Davies YouTube channel. Today we are back with another video about the Premier League, about football in general in the English world. Today is Premier League teams' best players of the very previous season, the 2021-2022 Premier League season. So we're going to get straight into it with Manchester City, and is it obvious? I mean, I've went with Kevin De Bruyne, 15 goals, 8 assists, had an insane second half this season, just completely overtook Salah, and ended up winning Men's Player of the Year, which was crazy for him. He made it into the team of the season as well. Just incredible from De Bruyne all round. It's what you expected. I didn't expect the 15 goals coming from him. They just come out of nowhere. I mean, he got 4 or 5 against Wolves towards the end of the season. I think it was 4. Crazy hat-trick inside of like 28 minutes or something daft like that. So yeah, Kevin De Bruyne, Manchester City. Hey, Liverpool now, and it's Mo Salah. I mean, it's obviously Mo Salah. 23 goals with 13 assists. An all-round absolute god in the first half of the season. There was no stopping this man from scoring, passing the ball. He got a Premier League goal of the season as well against Manchester City. Absolutely incredible the way he just devoted absolutely everything to the club in that first half of the season. When he come back from African Cup of Nations, he was on a bit of a slope, and I think if he won in the Champions League final, he would have pushed himself over the line. I think he would have won a Player of the Year if that happened, and he would have definitely won a Ballon d'Or coming towards the end of the year if that happened, but that's most likely going to go with Benzema. Okay, so Chelsea, I've went with Mason Mount. Chelsea fans will probably disagree with this. I didn't watch Chelsea that much last season. They were pretty boring in my opinion, but I went with Mason Mount simply because of the 11 goals and 10 assists, double digits in each of them categories. Really all-round solid player, and he's still pretty young. He's in the England team, so I couldn't not put him in here. I mean, I would imagine some Chelsea fans will probably shout players out, like Pulisic was pretty solid, I remember. Rudiger, Thiago Silva, probably just Mendy again, players like that. But I've went with Mason Mount solely on stats because I did not watch Chelsea that much. So it would be very nice to have some backup in the comment section of Chelsea fans or people in general who you think should have some fuck Araby door. No, right. So on to Tottenham now. I've went with Heung-min Son. I mean, it couldn't be more obvious. Arguments for Harry Kane, maybe Romero as well in there, but Heung-min Son, 23 goals, 7 assists. Literally so close to beating Mo Salah on goals as well. I think it was the last day of the season against Norwich. Was it 2 he got? Did he get a hat-trick? No, he didn't. I think he got a brace. But yeah, insane end of the season from Son. All round a really good season. I'm very surprised that, because the team of the year just got announced yesterday, I'm very surprised he wasn't in it over Mane or Ronaldo. So I'm not happy with that. And I feel like that is letting Son down a bit. He should be there in my opinion, and everyone else's opinion. They're all kicking off for that. But what a season from Son. Arsenal, I've went with Martin Odegaard. This is a dodgy one. People are going to complain. I've went with Martin Odegaard. He got 7 goals and 4 assists this season. I think his first season with Arsenal, that is really good and solid. It is his first season, is it? Or is it? I think it's his second. No, he was on loan last year, wasn't he? So it's his first all-round permanent season with Arsenal. 7 goals, 4 assists. There's not much else I can say about him, but I watched Arsenal quite a bit this season, and he was really good. He was by far like a standout player on their team. And he was actually the captain for them. I don't know if it was all round in the season, but he was definitely the captain towards the end of the season. And I think he probably will be next season as well. People would probably say Ramsdale or Saka, but I've went with Martin Odegaard, switch things up a little bit. I should have probably put Saka or Ramsdale, maybe Gabriel in there as well. Wednesday night, I mean, what a shambles of a season they've just come from. But Cristiano Ronaldo, 18 goals, 3 assists, captain of the team. Well, not the captain, but basically captain of the team in the dressing rooms, getting out onto the pitch, building up motivation for the team. Got into the team of the year, which I don't personally agree with, but he's there anyway. So yeah, there's not much more I can say with Cristiano Ronaldo. It's Ronaldo, of course. He's only gotten into that team because the team of the year because of his name. Obviously, Son should have been over him, or even like someone like Jota. Over Ronaldo, but still very solid season at the age of 37 years as well now. Tom, I've went with Jarrod Bowen. Couldn't be more obvious, to be honest. Jarrod Bowen, 12 goals, 10 assists. He's got himself into the England team. What a season from Jarrod Bowen, and I'm starting to like this man even more when I watch him. It would have been even better after they won the Europa League. That would have really topped off his season, but there is more to come from this fella. what a sign he's turned out to be for West Ham. And I can definitely see him staying in the England team for World Cup as well. So he's not going to be missing out on a lot of football in the coming season. He's going to be a player who's playing, unless he gets injured, obviously. He's going to be a player that plays the majority of the games for club and country. So it's going to be really good to see. And I can see him tallying more than 12 goals and 10 assists, which is better than Mason Mount, may I add. So who's the better player? Let's just argue about who's the better player. They play in pretty similar positions. Okay, Leicester City now. I've went with James Madison, 12 goals, 8 assists. I didn't realise he had that much of a good season. I only really watched Leicester in Europa League, and I don't think James Madison played too many games, or he wasn't in the ones I watched. I think it was against Napoli or something at the King Power. I think he come off the bench for that one. But really solid season for him. Unfortunately, not in the England team. It's going to be hard for him to get into the England team now, with the amount of players that are getting in, like Jared Bowen, your Mason Mount and stuff, but his stats aren't too far off what Mason Mount and Jared Bowen dropped this year. Okay, Brighton now. I've went with Cucurella, 82% pass accuracy, and also won just over half of his tackles, and he made about 300 tackles or something off the top of my head from his stats. Crazy good season. It was an amazing signing from Brighton. They need these European players in, and it's clearly worked wonders. And they're on to bigger and better things next season as well. And I think if they can make Europe soon and have someone like Cucurella in that team for Europe, this guy is going to be elite in that left-back role. Obviously filling up the top of the pitch as well. He's like a Cancelo. Wolves, I've went with Jose Sa, 11 clean sheets this season in the 38 games of the Premier League. There was no one else who really surprised us in the Wolves team, to be honest. Pedro Neto didn't play, obviously, too much. Ayet Nouri, if that's how you say him, he was actually looking pretty promising. Podence, solid. Jimenez was alright, considering, obviously, the fractured skull last year. Newcastle United, and it's got to be the man who won it for Newcastle in real life, the player of the season for it, and it's Joelinton. He got 4 goals, 1 assist, also won half of his duels/tackles in the midfield. His stats are on par with Declan Rice's. I don't know what else to say apart from this man is clinically underrated by the rest of the Premier League. Not by Newcastle fans, obviously, including myself, but by the rest of the Premier League. Joelinton needs a lot more notice around his name. Like I said, this man was literally on par with Declan Rice. Okay, on to Crystal Palace now. People are really going to complain about this, even if you're not a Palace fan, but I've went with Wilfried Zaha, who got 14 goals and 1 assist to his name as well. His dribbling stats as well are some of the best in the league this season. I understand people don't like Zaha and guy shoes, what have you, and people would say Conor Gallagher over Zaha, but when I've been watching them on the pitch, I'm not going to lie, Zaha is still Palace's best player. Okay, Brentford now. Well done for your successful first season back in the Premier League. I've went with Ivan Toney, 12 goals, 5 assists, all-out striker. Apparently doesn't want to even play for Brentford now, or I've seen a video of him saying, like, fuck Brentford or something like that. So I can see why Brentford fans will not be happy, but still an incredible player, and for his first season back in the Premier League, 12 goals, 5 assists is something special to drop. Also hat-trick against Wolves, I'm pretty sure, at the Molineux, so very solid first season back from Aston Villa. Now, do not complain, because everyone will be going Raj in the comments. Aston Villa, I've went with Jacob Ramsey. Please do not complain with this one. 6 goals, 1 assist. At his age, amazing. Not on par with like Phil Foden and stuff at that age, but still. Everyone would say the blatant obvious, Yamati Cash, Coutinho. There's so many other players you can pick in that Villa side. Even Watkins got like 11 or 12 goals this season. But nah, I've went with Jacob Ramsey. I feel like he needs a lot more say around his name. He's doing really well for England as well in the, is it the under-23s or under-21s or whatever? He's doing really well for England, doing his country proud, doing his team proud. Everyone at Villa loves him. I think he needs to be a lot higher rated, highly rated around the football community. I can definitely see Jacob Ramsey going really far in his career. Southampton, now, I mean, I've got them getting relegated next season. But for Southampton, I've went with James Ward-Prowse, 10 goals, 5 assists as a central midfielder. Yes, the majority of them goals were probably not from open play, probably from set pieces, and the assist too. But the fact that he's that good at set pieces is immense, and should be in the England team for the World Cup. Okay, Everton, really piss-poor season from Everton, but I've went with Richarlison. I know you're going to hate it. There's not another player I would have went for. It was between Anthony Gordon Alan, Doucouré and Richarlison for me. And I went with Richarlison. 10 goals, 5 assists is still really good. And to be fair, it's not even that far off from your players like Rafinha and players like Mason Mount. So Richarlison's actually technically had a pretty underrated season, considering of how bad Everton have done. And all the stuff around Richarlison of being like a diver and stuff, which he is. He doesn't play very fairly, but 10 goals, 5 assists. And I would definitely say Everton's best player. Okay, Leeds United now. I didn't want to go with the blatant obvious one, but it had to have been Rafinha. 11 goals, 3 assists. Crazy good season for him. Unfortunately, going to be leaving Leeds this summer. That is really bad for them, the situation that they're in. But to be fair, this March guy seems to know what he's doing. He's American, but he does kind of seem to know what he's doing, at least signing-wise. His football's pretty bad. But signing-wise, I think Leeds are going to look solid. And it is a shame to lose a player like Rafinha, but he's clearly not happy there. Clearly still played for the team, 11 goals, 3 assists, and was a really standout player. But I didn't want to go with a blatant obvious. Okay, Burnley. Now, Burnley, you could have went with someone like Cornet. But I went with Nick Pope for Burnley. 9 clean sheets in the Premier League season, which is pretty good considering they're now in the Championship for the upcoming season. So well done to Nick Pope. Still in the England team as well, which is really good for him. And I hope he keeps that spot in the England team. And I do hope that a Premier League team picks him up, but I don't think Burnley are looking to sell Nick Pope. I know Tottenham were after him ages ago now, like 2-3 seasons ago, but I don't know if that's still going to be rumoured. I would love to see Nick Pope stay in the Premier League. He is a Premier League level goalkeeper. He's an England level goalkeeper. Okay, Watford, I've went with Emmanuel Dennis. 10 goals, 6 assists. What a season he's had. Had a better season than Rafinha at this point, basically. Really good season, just went pretty much unnoticed towards the end of it. And like the second half of the season, with Watford's form just being horrendous under Hodgson as well. That's a man who probably spoiled Dennis, but if he's going to stay with Watford next season in the Championship, he's going to thrive. He's going to stack them goals up. And final, Norwich. It's Teemu Pookie. Actually had a pretty underrated season. 11 goals, 3 assists. Pretty solid season considering they've come rock bottom in the Premier League. Could barely score season as well. I didn't even know Pookie had played well, but 11 goals still is pretty solid considering the absolute shambles of a state of that club. But yeah, well done to Teemu Pookie, by far Norwich's best player in my opinion. Norwich fans, I haven't watched yous that much, but if yous have, which I would imagine yous have, who would you have instead of Pookie? Because Pookie doesn't sound right to put as Norwich's best player. But who would you guys have instead? Is there a midfielder like Lees Malelu, or is it Kieran Dowell? Was he better? Was he good? I don't know. I didn't watch Norwich too much. But anyway, people, if you've enjoyed this video and you just want to see more videos like this on this channel, please smash the like button, subscribe to the channel, turn the notifications on, and I'll see you in the next one.